Hey, Solo, just what was the toughest part about trying to slow these guys down defensively?
Um, we liked a little enthusiasm for this game today. The energy was a little bit off. Um, we've done a good job of kind of settling into how we want to play. We do want to be a more aggressive team defensively, and tonight we ran into a team that they have championship ambitions. Uh, Giannis came back today and was able to kind of get downhill and do his thing, and this is our first time really understanding, the moment, the implications that it has, as a team that, that's the 3-4 matchup at the moment. We have Boston, they're making a run right behind us, and we just lacked it. Those guys they're in the position they're in because of how they play the game of basketball defensively and offensively, and they had their way tonight, and they were consistent throughout the game, and it led to them a W.
Chris Kirshner.
Do you kind of look at this game as a measuring stick for where you guys stack up in the East?
Yeah, for sure. You want to. That's even a situation where you look at. This could be the playoff potential. This could be a potential matchup in some form or fashion. The seeding options and situations not done yet, but another chance, opportunity too, to play on TV, to show how much how hard we worked, and a situation to play at home. We need these games. I don't care who we're playing. We need these games. I think we're like 2 games away from being 8th. And so it's going to be a dogfight all the way through. Teams are hurt, so it's no excuse. We just have to be better.
Jamila Johnson.
Hey, Solo, how are you?
How you doing?
Good. So I know you guys have a next man up mentality, and I know coming into the team you were ready for whatever role was asked of you. But did you really think that you would be playing so much coming in? And did you think your role would be so, I guess, important and impactful when you were coming in?
I had no idea, honestly. But that's the NBA. That's the one thing that I did have on my side is that, anything can happen in this game. As far as anything could have happened at the trade deadline. We see with injuries in this shortened season that, we need the whole roster. They opened up the 2-way so they can stay with us because a lot of teams are hurt. And my job is just to stay prepared and stay ready. If everybody on our roster was healthy and I didn't play a minute, I still have a job to do, showing up every day, being a part of the locker room, holding guys accountable, using my voice. And if there are opportunities for me to go out there and play, I go out there and do my job. When JC gets back, Gallo gets back, I've done my job. I've held the situation down to try to do as best I can and still do as best I can moving forward. But you have to be ready for anything. Where opportunity comes, you have to be ready. And so, being my 8th year, I'm just kind of ready for whatever.
Christos.
Hello, Solo. Hope you are doing well. I would like to ask you from your perspective, do you believe that tonight's game reflects the real distance between you and the top 3 teams in the East?
No, not at all. Respectively so. We don't want to sit here and talk about, having guys out, but, we tried to implement a key part of our offense tonight. We tried to get Trey back, and we give respect to that team. We give respect to, Drew Holiday's defensive ability, Brooke Lopez's defensive ability. And it's just one game. I'm not going to, I know we try to say it far, and some of those teams are, they've been in the playoffs and they've been in the dogfight situations, or they have players that have done it. But our job here is to kind of create that culture of that. This is where we want to be. We want to be here. We want to be competitive as possible. We would love to have home court. We know there's an uphill battle from the end of the year, but anything can happen once we get to the playoffs. Our job right now was to win as many games as possible and try to get a home court advantage.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
Chris.
When you have a young team like this, is it kind of difficult to not get caught up in the standings and like possible playoff matchups and all that stuff?
I'm not gonna lie. That's one of the big things to me, regardless if we're young or not. It was the same situation, when I was in Memphis. Is that you have these young guys and you want to go out and play the game of basketball, but when you inject some veterans into I want to win every year. I don't care what team it is. I love the amount of talent that we have on this team. I think this is probably one of the most talented teams that I've been a part of. And so I believe the sky is the limit. I think we can compete, for the ultimate prize. And I do keep my head on it. That's why I say tonight was a big time matchup for us, because it was a 3-4 and it was a chance to make ground on the third position. I'm not just trying to be okay with being 4. I want to win as many games as possible.
I had another question. You guys have talked a lot about wanting to make the playoffs this year, and that's the big goal. But have you guys discussed like what you want to achieve when and if you do get to the playoffs?
Yeah, we want to win it all. Honestly, I think we got some guys that that can be a difference maker once we get to the playoffs. I don't think we're having that conversation of like what we do next. I think right now we're trying to do our best to preserve home. And we know we have the ability to win on this court, and I think that's what we're trying to focus in on early, especially with the locker room full of guys that probably haven't been to the playoffs or are young. We just want to focus on one thing at a time.
Thank you, Solo. That was